Hey guys, so we're back again. We're going to do another quick video here. We're just going to do a regular oil change on the 18 Honda Pilot, and we will do a bonus video. I have a Denso oil filter on here, so we're going to do a bonus video where we cut that open, and it'll be a short that you can check that out. Curious to see what they look like inside. I switched from the Union Sangyo filters that I was using on here because I don't like the OEM Honda filter. Ordered some Densos today, so we'll check that out, and we're going to get it going. All right, guys, got a few tools here. We got our Astro 52 SL light. These are really good. I suggest if you don't have one of these, you get one. It can charge on your wireless phone charger, QI charger base there, or a USB-C. Super cool there. We've got a 17 millimeter box wrench. This is a Proto. I really like these. This was a gift, so that I use for the pan plug. And then the oil filter on this, I just have these channel lock oil filter pliers. They work well for this application because it's difficult to get a filter end wrench over the back of it. So we're going to get under there and get things going, and we'll show you right now. Okay guys, here we are underneath. We got the oil pan here, and it actually even says engine oil on these, so it makes it really easy for us. So we're going to put our 17 millimeter on there on our pan plug, give it a little crack. Now it's loose, and we're just going to take this off by hand and let this drain out. Nice and dirty. The oil's doing its job, cleaning out the engine. So definitely ready to be replaced. All right, we're gonna let that drain for a second. We'll get a new pan plug on here, work it to spec, do the filter, and then we will fill it back up. We're almost drained out there, so we have our new crush washer for the pan plug, and we have our pan plug here. We are going to wipe off, and we're gonna put our new crush washer on here, and it's ready to go, and we're going to torque that down in just a second. However, we still have our old crush washer on here, so we are going to get it off of there. So obviously we can't have two of these, so we're just going to get under here and give it a little tap to hopefully get it off of there easily without making a total mess. So we got a new crush washer here, and we have cleaned off our pan plug, so we're going to put our new crush washer on here. And then actually just double checking, we have our old one fell into the oil pan. So making sure that it's not on there and that we're good to go. So I'm going to give this a quick wipe. I know it's still dripping a little bit. We're going to start this one on there, get a few threads in there, and then we'll give it a wipe again. Get it seated down there, and then I'll get a nice dry paper towel and clean that up here in a second. We got our torque wrench here, and we have it set to 29 pound-feet of torque. It's really close. I think it's between 26 and 30, if I remember correctly, for the Hondas. So we're going to torque our plug here. There we go. All right, now we're going to take off our oil filter. We got our oil filter wrench here, and we are going to get up on here. Sometimes this is easier to get from the passenger side. I'm by the passenger side wheel over here. All right, get that going, and then we should be able to do the rest by hand and let this slowly run into our oil catch pan. Try not to get it everywhere. I'm not very fond of this design where when you take the oil filter off, it runs all over the brace under here, but I suppose it'll help keep it from rusting. So you can try to look at the bright side of that. All right, we're gonna take this one off. I'll put my finger underneath it to hold it. We're almost to the end of the threads. All right, more of a mess. And we're gonna dump that out there. We'll let that drain for a little bit and come back and put our new filter on. We got our new filter here. I'll take one of these apart for you here in a video shortly, the one that actually come off of here. So this is the Denso first time fit oil filters. I gave these a shot. They're supposed to be pretty good. And the price is right on them, so we are going to do this one. What I like about these is they come pre-oiled on the gasket there, and then they have this little cover on there to keep them from getting anything in there. So we are going to put that one on here, and before we do, really quick, we're going to wipe down our surface that mates to here, and just make sure that we don't have any debris on there for when we put it on, and make sure it's free from any obstructions. Looks good there. So I'm going to take the plastic off of this filter that they put on for to keep it clean in the inside there during shipping. All right, and then that's what it looks like, ready to go. So I am going to start it on there. And I just tighten these up by hand, just as tight as I can get them. The directions on there is, I think, 3/4 of a turn past once it seats. So we are just going to make sure our hands are as clean as can be, get some of the oil off there, and I try to make sure that this is not super lubricated with a bunch of dirty oil. And the cool thing about this Denso style and some of the other Japanese oil filters is that they have what's called a torque stopper seal. So where the flange here meets the mounting base, it actually will bottom out and have the perfect compression on the D ring or the P ring, depending on the style that's in those filters. So I really like them. Easy to put on, easy to take off. It kind of takes the mystery out of it. And yeah, we'll open one up here in a minute and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay guys, we're ready to go here, and don't get on me about my choice of oil. This is SuperTech 020 from Walmart. I know it's rumor has it it's made by Warren Distributing, which is supposed to be good. It is a Dexos oil and it is API certified. So I've been using that in here. And we seem to have good luck with it. The mileage is consistent, higher end with this oil versus some of the other oils I've used where I lose a couple miles per gallon. So we've been running that and had good luck with it. I also have, I showed you this in another video. This is the Lyle oil fill funnel system, and it comes with, this is 4 of, I believe there's 13 or 14 different adapters for different cars. So this is the Honda adapter here, and this car is always a challenge to fill the oil with. So what we're going to do is put the adapter on over here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. We're going to take our oil fill cap off. It is easier on these two a lot of the time if you just remove the engine cover. The engine cover is in a kind of inconvenient location for doing any kind of work on these. So we're going to thread this one in here. This is the Honda Nissan adapter. So it's got a little gasket on the bottom. So we're going to put that on there. We are going to use the 90, or I guess that's not a 90, 45 degree adapter and see if this fits. This is actually the first time I'm trying to use it on this car, and that is actually perfect. So yeah, this should make it much easier to get our oil in there. So just making sure everything's seated so we don't spill anything. As much as I'd love to spill oil, I try not to, but I probably still will. So let's see what we can do here. Take our cap off of our oil. Make sure we have no dangly bits to get inside our oil. And we are going to start dumping it in. One thing I like to do with these is before I get it all out of there, I like to put the cap back on and slosh it around a little bit. I know I'm probably wrong in this, and by everything I've watched with motor oil, we shouldn't have any additives out of suspension in the package on newer oil that's not aged, but it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy to shake it around and make sure that we're getting any additives that might have settled to the bottom while this sat on the shelf or in our garage here. So this car holds a little bit over 5 quarts. So that's 5 quarts there. And we are going to put 1 more quart in and we'll come back. Okay guys, so just looked it up. It's actually 5.7 quarts of oil is the capacity. So you gotta love that, especially considering here in the US, we get everything in 5 quart jugs or 4 quart jugs from the auto parts store. So we're gonna try to put a 0.7 in here and not make a mess. Let's see where we're at. So you can see on the right of the scale there, we are a little bit above 4 quarts. Looks like it's about a half quart. So we're going to start the car, let it warm up, and see where we're at, and then we'll top it off as needed. All right, guys, we've got it down off the ramps here. We started it, let it run for a couple minutes. We're going to go ahead and check the oil. Pull the dipstick here, wipe it off. All right, so there is our marks on there. You can see, we can focus on there. There we are. And we're going to try this again. Go in there, make sure it's fully seated, come out quickly, and look to see where we're at on there. So we're about 2/3 of the way up the graph there. So I will add a little bit more and we'll get it right to the top. Let's check it one more time, see if we were accurate there. Yeah, so I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I can see a pretty definitive line right where my fingernail's pointing there. So that is where I do like the cross hatching on the dipstick. It holds the oil and makes it a little easier to see where it's dry versus where it's not. So we'll add a little bit more and we'll call this job done. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. and gives you guys some maybe different tricks or tools that you didn't know about to ease this job. So pretty straightforward, and hope this helps you. Thanks for watching.